Corona, man, not the move. That's what happens when, you got a virus that's doing these things, man. You gotta stay home. I'm gonna tell you guys right now what we need to do as trombone players. Let's get it.
That's that type of shit that make me swerve, 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 swerve. Yeah, that's that type of shit that make me swerve, 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 swerve.
So today, I didn't really want to ignore, what's been going on in the world and everything. So I wanted to hit a couple of points first, give you guys a couple of things that you can take away, and then we can get more into the video. But for now, we're just gonna talk about some basic things like trombone-wise, just to keep in mind if you haven't been already, some things that you can use. So here goes. The coronavirus, as we know, it's pretty deadly. Mainly for people who are over 60. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you things that aren't necessarily true. I'm still finding out more things myself. I'm just the average person who's hearing things about the virus and whatnot. For trombone players, I think it's if you aren't out of school right now, I'd probably be shocked. I'm sure you guys are all out of school. Most people are. If not this week, then I'm sure next week you'll be out. And you just want to keep some things in mind. Right now, probably not a good time to be sharing instruments. A lot of people will say oh, I want to try out your trombone, or I want to try out your trumpet or whatever, and they'll put their mouthpiece on the opposite horn, and vice versa. People think that as long as I don't just play their horn with their mouthpiece, I'm good. If I just switch the mouthpiece, I'm good. No. With this coronavirus thing, if somebody puts their air through their own horn and they're playing that horn all day, all that shit's in their horn. If you go and take your mouthpiece and you breathe in, you take a breath and you go and play, you're breathing in whatever's in their horn. So it's not a smart thing to do right now. Just be really smart about a lot of things like that. Wash your mouthpiece, before you play. I've been doing that a lot. You don't want to be playing on a mouthpiece if it's just been sitting in your case. You go and you play on it throughout the day, and then you put it away, and then say you don't play again for another 24 hours. Then you go and pick up the mouthpiece again, and it's just been sitting there with all your spit and shit in there for hours. And maybe you can't catch corona if it's not from you, you know what I mean? Or maybe you can't catch the virus if you're coming in contact with your own germs or whatever, but still it's still disgusting. And then this time right now, I would recommend disinfect it out, or even just go to a sink. It takes 2 seconds, guys. Literally just put some soap in there, wash it out. That can make a difference. So, do those things. Beside that, like I said, just be smart. Don't be playing other people's instruments right now. It's just not a good idea. Especially people who you don't know, random people in school, etc. You just don't want to be doing that right now. Don't let anyone play your horn or your mouthpiece or anything. Family members, just don't do it. Somebody asked me via DM, they were hey, super curious, is it okay to be playing my trombone right now with the whole coronavirus thing? And I was yo, first of all, you're probably 16, 15, you're fine, you're good. You don't have to worry about things like that. Don't go extreme. Just take a little bit more caution and be a little bit more careful. Just wash your horn out more, wash your mouthpiece out. Keep everything clean. Now, another thing too with this thing going on right now, I'll tell you from my end. So I go to Berkeley, in case you didn't know. Berkeley College of Music is in Boston. They basically told us that the semester's over, pretty much. We're just gonna have online courses now until May. I actually graduate in May, so I'm a senior. And it's kind of unfortunate because now all the people who, I go to school with, all the events that we have planned at Berkeley, all the things that we have going on, have been negatively affected due to this coronavirus. So those things probably aren't gonna happen anymore. And on top of that, I used to practice out of a facility that's within walking distance from my house. That's a Berkeley building, because I live off campus and I live about 30 minutes from the school via train. It's super quick. You just hop on the line, and then you're over there in 30 minutes, 20 minutes actually. 20 minutes, not 30. But the facility that's right near our place, is also shut down because it's part of Berkeley. So the other day I was super frustrated because I was like, you know, that's a practice facility where I practice every day, and that's just gonna be closed now until May. That's where I film all my video, or film a lot of my content. That's where I record all my either songs that I'm working on or covers that I'm working on, or, you know, you name it. I record it in the practice rooms there because the practice rooms have such a great, they're almost like studios without the studio equipment. But nowadays, if you have your laptop and you have a good interface and you have a good mic, it basically is a studio. And I can't record there anymore, so I have to figure out another way, which is very, very tough. You know, a lot's changing right now, and I think just the thing to keep in mind is just to be positive. You know, it could be a lot worse, you know, if you have corona, or if a loved one has corona and they're a lot older. So just think about it, you know, logically. Don't think about it like this is the end of the world. We'll get through it. We'll figure out other ways to do things. Adapting is part of life, and we got to just figure out ways to keep going and use the best of what we got. So in terms of like the practicing situation and the recording situation, and, you know, not being able to use that facility, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to maybe make my room at home into like a better recording space. I'm gonna have to utilize the apartment that I live in to practice more. I'm gonna have to figure out ways to film footage and do other things, do some more stuff outside, you know, like, so there are ways around it. If your school is shut down and you use like either like the band room or some of the school's facilities, like say you use like the school's trombones or whatever, there are ways around it. Like if you need a trombone and you got a couple of $100, just buy a P-bone, you know what I mean? Like, there are things that you can do. So if you're really going through it right now and you need somebody to talk to, hit me up. I can give you my best advice on like certain things to do and so on and so forth. But that's basically what I wanted to talk about in terms of the coronavirus. I didn't want to leave that out today because I felt like it's an important topic and we definitely have to hit it. So continuing with the video, I also wanted to present something else that's going on. I mentioned it on my Instagram already. I don't know if for those of you who follow me on Instagram already, but I'm sure a lot of you don't. Basically what I'm doing right now is, for a lot of people who are out of school, for a lot of people who are gonna have a lot of free time, I'm offering lessons at an extremely low price right now, $15 an hour, which is like ridiculous. Like, you're not gonna find that really anywhere. You know, I actually have a resume, I have credentials, so if you need my resume, I'll send you my resume. But yeah, $15 an hour. I'm doing this not because I'm trying to make a lot of money. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense if I wanted to make more money. I would have jacked the prices up. I'm really just doing this because I feel like a lot of people are gonna have free time. I'm gonna have a lot of free time, and I definitely wanna, you know, give back in a way. Definitely want to teach more people, and I want to get more people interested. This is a good kind of way if you want to try it out, just see if you like it or not. We can work something out. A lot of free time on my hands. I'm sure you guys have a lot of free time. I'm sure you guys want to get better. So if that's the case, send me a DM, send me an email. Both are linked in the description. You can find me on any social. Hit the DMs on any social. I'll get back to you. Email is probably the easiest way, and we'll set you up, you know, super simple. $15 an hour. What I like to do with the lessons is we'll do the first half up front and then the second half after the lesson, assuming that you're satisfied. If you're not satisfied, then we can negotiate something, maybe get you refunded or whatever. But yeah, for all you young players who, you know, if money's an issue, or if you're in college and money's really an issue, if your parents aren't supporting what you do, you know, this is the perfect time if you want to start, or just see if you like it. You know, $15 an hour is super affordable and super dope. So the lessons are done through Skype. If you don't have Skype, you're going to want to download that. Pretty self-explanatory. If you don't know how to use Skype, you can just Google it, YouTube it, whatever. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Skype works pretty well. It's pretty reliable. You can hear each other pretty well. So you don't have to worry about the connection being bad or anything. Time zone's a real thing, so if you're, 3 hours behind, you're gonna want to let me know. I live in Boston, so we're in the Eastern time, so just keep that in mind. One last thing on this topic would be, please, if you decide to do this and we have a lesson, I've done a lot of lessons where people just want to play while I'm talking, don't really respect what it is. Like, if you're trying to learn from me, let's treat it like a student-teacher vibe. I know I'm younger, and I know I'm in college, and I know I'm, pretty chill. I'm not like a teacher who's gonna like stuff shit down your throat or whatever. And I don't want to be like that. But like at the same time, let's just respect what it is. You know, this is also my time too. It's not just yours. So I want it to be meaningful. And if you're just going to come and play while I'm talking, like, it's not going to work. So just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for lessons. Once again, if you're interested, link in the description, hit my DM, email, whatever works best for you. We'll get it set up. $15 an hour, you don't want to miss out. Aside from that though, some of you have been commenting on Christopher Bill's YouTube channel and tagging me and things like that. And I really want to thank you all for that. It means the world. You know, Christopher Bill's doing some great things, definitely in the trombone world. He's definitely a well-known YouTuber. And like I have a lot of respect for his videos. So the fact that I see some of you guys like commenting and like tagging me in his videos and like, you know, when he's looking for collabs and things like that means like just the absolute world to me. So, you know, I'm not gonna tell you to stop, keep that up, you know what I mean? Like, that's super, super dope. Other than that, you know, if you guys want me to collab with anyone specifically, or you guys have any ideas for future videos, I would love to hear it. Any songs you want me to cover coming up, anything that you think would be cool. I really do look at the comment section. Like, I really do look at the comment section for advice, for new ideas, because you guys are the ones who are watching and I really want to please you guys. So any other advice or any other things that you want to throw in the comments, any ideas for the channel or for whatever you want to see, let me know as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications. We put up videos every Tuesday and Friday. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys.
She's sitting up in the front of the class, using that ass, she gonna pass, keeping her pad and her pen in her lap. She been so bad with the men in her past, now she just want the professor so bad. I'll give her lessons that she never had, like taking a freshman and teaching her math.